So I've actually just offset only a little bit. Did you hit your head?
Yes.
Good morning everybody, and welcome to the channel. If you watched the last video, you would have heard that there was a big plan change. So yeah, that's still obviously happening. We're going to use the Weed It, so that's a camera sprayer, to do a foliar fertilizer application on the cotton. Because the cotton plants aren't that big and they're spaced very far apart, that way we can save a lot of the fertilizer. Instead of it going on a bare dirt, we can get it to go on the plant itself. So that's the plan. So we'll see how far we get. I'm just going to go get the forklift with the fertilizer, and then we'll get into it, I guess. I'm going to have to figure out what offset I have to run so I don't actually run over the cotton, because that would be bad. We're guessing it's going to be about 30% spray rate, so that means there's 70% of the fertilizer isn't going to be wasted. So I've got 3 shuttles. We're thinking that we'll get about 100 hectares out of one full tank of the Weed It. There's 300 hectares to do, so yeah, we're going to put one shuttle, so that's 1,000 litres of fertilizer, mix it with 3,000 litres of water, and yeah, that way we should get what we're looking for. So yeah, we've got 8% nitrogen, we've got 12% phosphorus, and 16 milligrams a litre of zinc. So that is the brew that is going on. So yeah, there's not enough nitrogen in that to really give a benefit of just putting it on the ground. The anhydrous ammonia that we're actually putting on this block here, opposite the cotton, the tanks are over there, but that's like 82%. So that's the sort of the potency of the stuff that you're putting in the ground. So this is just something that the leaves can soak up quickly. It gives them a nice quick boost. It all happens rather quick. So that's my understanding of what is going on there. Anyway, enough rambling. We'll see if this old forklift starts, and I'll get the shuttle over there. I think I've worked it out. I've had to offset at roughly about 1 metre, so that's our tram lines there. You can see the 2 white lines there. That's usually where we would be, but the problem is if I'd run there, then those wing wheels are pretty well riding on top of the cotton, so that's definitely not what we want. So another cool way of actually seeing whether it's working, doing what we want it to do, is, I don't know if you can see that, it's a bit rough, but you can see that there is the rows of where the cotton is. That might be better. I'll try and get it nice and sturdy. So that's telling us exactly what we want to see. They're the rows of cotton that we're seeing, and that's good. This one here, the second one in from the left, and even the left one, look like they're lined up perfectly with the row, whereas over here they're not quite. So it's actually firing 2 nozzles per row over there. But yeah, anyway, there's not much we can do about that. But yeah, it's working. That's good. Well, things are going quite swell here. I have just been tinkering and getting it what I think is probably the best sort of offset, minimise running over any cotton. So I've ended up going, these are the tram lines here. So I've actually just offset only a little bit. Did you hit your head?
Yes.
I've only just offset maybe yeah, probably 1/2 metre, and initially I didn't do that because I didn't want to be too close to the original tram lines where you're in a rut, and then whether the sprayer might actually fall into the rut and it's not very accurate, so I didn't really want to do that, but I thought, oh, I'll try it, and it's working. So we've got that wheel there is running smack bang in between the 2 rows, and this one here we've got about maybe 6 inches to 8 inches of clearance between that row and that wheel. This wheel is well and truly clear, as is that end wheel. So this way it actually means that I don't have the main tractor wheels and sprayer wheels. It's only near 1 row. The way I was doing it before, it was actually near 2 rows. So yeah, we just want to try and keep the compaction away from the actual cotton plant. So that'll be good, but it means every 24 metres we've only got 1 track near 1 row on one side of 1 row. So that's really good. But anyway, just to keep us all on our toes, I just got a call from Phil, and he said that Johnny, who's on the gas rig, the Cat Challenger, apparently there's oil everywhere on the motor and it looks like it might have done a head gasket. It is what it is. Right, let's see what we find. Right, I quickly just spoke to Johnny and he said he wondered whether it was the washer or like an O-ring on that sensor there, I'm guessing, which kind of makes sense. That's sort of where the oil's pouring from. But yeah, I don't know whether we're that fortunate or not. I think he put another copper washer on or something anyway, just to see, but yeah, there's a lot of oil. But thankfully he caught it and shut it down before it ran out of oil, otherwise instead of a, yeah, well, anyway, if you run out of oil then it's definitely stuffed. So yeah, at least that didn't happen. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Yeah, so must have just lost oil pressure to the injectors there. Yeah. I can't see anything coming out. Just fire it up again. Oh, right. Oh, the actual sensor was loose. Yeah. All right. Well, I reckon that'll be the oil leak. Yeah. It doesn't look like the copper washer's leaking. No, it's better idea than the... Yeah. I was thinking of whether I should have replaced that one at the same time. Oh, that might be a very easy fix. If it's not loose, I think it'll be alright. Yeah. It'll just be if that was loose, then it blows out. I think the only reason this blew was if that came loose, yeah, then it just got, yeah, you know, forces it out. But, whereas, yeah, it wouldn't hurt. Like, copper washers are a bit more solid.
I was saying to Phil, it was only because I did my headland. I still had like 30% in the tank. I thought, yeah, I'm this way anyway. I'm not going to have enough to do enough.
Yeah.
I'll come and top this up, and I just opened the door and started walking out here and saw all that oil. Like, oh. Yeah. Otherwise I wouldn't have noticed it till the gauge on the dash went to 0.
Well, I did just check the dipstick there. There was still a bit of oil above the low mark. So yeah. No, that's good. Oh, excellent. We can keep going then. Yep. We were trying to work out, we'd have to shut this down for the day and then have to finish the weed it job so we can get that tractor onto this. And anyway, but I'll let Phil know that doesn't seem like going to need to happen. So this, I haven't actually seen this system here, guys. I think Brad alluded to it, that this all got fitted a little while ago, but yeah, that's a pretty nifty system there. So that's the Apollo system, like the TopCon system. So we've got similar thing on the air cart and all of that. So how's the auto system there? The rate control, auto rate control.
We're still in the R&D stage.
R&D.
Yeah.
Brad said it was hard to get the calibration right, but
yeah, it's a bit over the place. So
yeah.
Last run I did last night was 134.
Yeah, right. We're aiming for 120, aren't we?
100.
Oh, we're aiming for 100 units.
Then
yeah,
this
right.
morning it was 97. Now it's 90, and I increased it. So I don't know.
Yeah, right.
It's gone down the other way, but Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's
R&D.
yeah, we'll get to the bottom of it. Righto, come on. Right, after that little scare, let's get back to it. I better ring Phil, make sure he's not having a moment. Let him know it's not all bad. Well, morning folks, another day, more up and backing, but we've run into an issue. After the little scare yesterday of the Challenger, there was just oil squirting out everywhere. You know, you automatically kind of think the worst, but on the 280 here, which is just once I finish this load of fertilizer, this is meant to be going on the gas rig, but we can see down here there's a ring of oil on that on the final drive or the front axle, so could just be a seal. It is quite warm to touch. I'm just limping it back to the shed here, and then I'm going to investigate a bit further. We'll put more oil in it, jack it up, see if there's any movement there, and just suss out exactly where we're at. But yeah, looks like one way or another this may not get to go on the gas rig, which we usually like this one on the gas rig because it doesn't chew up the ends when you turn as much. It's easy to use. All you've got here is a switch. It's just up and down for your 3-point linkage. So you get to the end of the corner, you flick it, comes up, down. It's just a lot easier. And yeah. Anyway, we'll just have to see what we find. Well, with my superior diagnostic skills, I've managed to figure out that it definitely won't be a case of just put some oil in and hope for the best. It's collapsed bearing, I'd say. You can see here, if it focuses properly, you can see up there, there's about a maybe 3 or 4 millimeter gap, and there is no gap at the top. So that whole bearing is collapsed. So we did rebuild this one probably 3 years ago or more, but it has done quite a few hours since. Obviously these spacers, they will be putting a bit more pressure on those bearings, but we have been fairly frequently changing oil and doing all that. So anyway, it is what it is. Basically I'll have to just start pulling it apart and see how we go. guys. Brad's currently on the phone ordering parts, so I won't speak too loud. But we do have, dry bearings or worn bearings, and the bearings that go in here too for the hub are all really worn, and we think that we might be able to get away with just rebuilding it with bearings. We may even have to resort to just putting second-hand ones we had that came off it, just to get it going for a bit until we have time to be able to pull it apart and rebuild it fully. But anyway, we just don't know whether we're going to be able to get the new parts, on how long that wait's going to be. So we'll have to figure that all out and go from there. So, while Brad's sorting all that out, there's not a lot more we can all do. So I'm going to hop on the Rogator here and spray the north lease block. That's where my place is. So there's 80 hectares there. Just going to fill up and do that. We'll leave it there for now. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you in the next one.